name is Deborah Creckett, and I currently live and work in New York. I'm here today because my husband, Herman Creckett, died in a Florida hospital of what is known in the medical field as a sentinel event on 8/23/2010. A sentinel event, according to the Joint Commission on the Accreditation of Healthcare Organizations, is a headliner event that may cause an unexpected or unanticipated outcome or death, and trigger an investigation of a hospital's policies. The core issue of this message is about freedom, yours and mine. Freedom lost through healthcare legislation. The death of my husband occurred in a famous and well-known teaching hospital, in a place where we thought he was getting a higher standard of care than in the local hospital. I am currently in litigation action for negligence and medical malpractice because of this. I thought that a place that is qualified to teach must surely be a good choice for treatment, and my husband had faith in the healthcare system from his past experience in another state. He underwent the same procedure in the past, even allowing students to observe his surgical care. He was injured in the line of duty as a police officer. Having retired to Florida, he and I both thought this was just going to be a little bump in the road, and I never expected it to be his burial. I have now thoroughly reviewed the Florida statutes for medical malpractice and the caps allowed by the Florida Wrongful Death Act, which severely limit the value of a life. I have discovered there are hospital ratings and many industry standards for risk management regarding what contributes to a sentinel event or other malpractice issue concerning patient safety. I had no idea or understanding of them previously, and I had no idea you could compare hospital ratings for all these things before choosing a hospital for care. I intend that my husband's death shall not be in vain, but that it shall be worked for the good of all. I stand here today a grieving widow, outraged at my needless loss. But I'm also here to deliver a message with very hard truths. It is my love for all of mankind that motivates me. It seems that the citizens of Florida have been convinced that the limits on awards for medical malpractice and negligence help to reduce the cost of health care. In fact, it is more likely for a hospital to be motivated to make improvements when they are at risk for a large settlement or a loss. I strongly urge everyone to go to the Hospital Compare website at hospitalcompare.hhs.gov. Find out for yourself why quality measures are important to you and your loved one, and how often patients who are admitted with certain conditions died while they were in the hospital. If you want to know more about me or my personal story, please visit my website at floridadeathactannulled.wordpress.com. I have posted a few links there to open your eyes to what other experts have to say about caps versus what lobbyists and the healthcare insurance companies have to say. I only found out recently that my current litigation attorney in this case attempted to get the 2nd District Court of Appeals to repeal the validity of the caps as unconstitutional. The court declined to declare them unconstitutional in 2010, the same year as my husband's death. The truth is that limiting awards, especially in easily provable cases, does nothing to motivate healthcare providers to ensure consistent quality care, but large awards do, in any industry or business. The Florida Wrongful Death Act, with caps, does not serve or protect anyone but the healthcare providers. They have the resources to invest to ensure high quality and consistent standards of care in their own operations, if they choose to, especially in known areas of concern. In my opinion, our Constitution is only being used by the courts when it suits the hidden agendas of big corporations and government. State legislatures are also guilty. I will not bow to forced vaccinations or forced health care. They are stripping away our freedoms through legislation, one piece at a time, disguised as cost savers and other lobbying tactics being used to convince the public. My attorney, Tripp Sebring, with a team of appellate attorneys, was unable to get the court to do the right thing and overturn these caps. Why should mortal men, who are supposed to be protecting us, determine the value of my husband's life? Who really benefits from such an enactment, regardless of how it is portrayed and perceived by regular people who truly do not understand? They do not know, when voting for such legislation, that it does nothing to reduce healthcare costs, nothing to motivate doctors and hospitals to improve, period. It is the higher settlements that motivate, just like in any other business venture. One brave woman, an attorney from New York, recently stood on the North Carolina Capitol steps declaring her stand with and for her client's right of freedom of choice. A woman standing alone against forced government-mandated vaccines for children because she cares. She is willing to stand up and do the right thing. Many of us have done our own research and found out the hidden truth about vaccinations. Healthcare is being used as a weapon against all of us. I am inspired today to make this effort here and now at the state capital of Florida in Tallahassee, reminded that one person speaking up to and for the people is more effective than speaking to politicians behind closed doors, whether it's these doors or the ones in the new state capitol behind here. In a recent public statement she made on YouTube titled, "Attorney Patricia Finn is being harassed by New York State 9th Judicial for defending victims of vaccine poison 2 of 2. She said, "If I have to lose my license to elevate this issue, then that's my destiny." Patty Finn under attack by New York State. You can see it posted on my website. I am challenging every attorney in this country who values truth, justice, and the so-called American way to support her, not desert her. If you don't, you are no better than the Roman slaves and gladiators who were forced to fight each other to the death just to save their own skin. It is time for you to enter the court of public opinion of we the people and to have your voices counted as supporting evidence in her case. Cover her back with action and put your money where your mouth is. Send her an encouraging message with a little financial support, not your silence. Do you get it yet? Forced healthcare agendas are being implemented incrementally, stripping away our freedom in a land that is supposed to be the home of the brave. War is being waged against us by direct assault, and it is time everyone realized just what the slogan means. If you're not for us, you're against us. One lone woman attorney, operating within the legal lines and principles of constitutional law, defending her client's freedom of choice, is being openly persecuted and threatened by New York State. I, for one, will stand with her and thank her for her courage and fearlessness, for being willing to stand up and speak up. It's the right thing to do.